My husband is a very loving man. We don't have much, but he strives to give his family the best of all he can afford. We used to be a very happy family, despite our financial constraints. Truth is, I'll choose my husband again and again, if given a choice, because he's a very good man. Life for us was one of contentment, peace and bliss, until that very sad day in April 2014, which changed our lives drastically.
Today is a very special edition. We have Mrs. Olaseni in the house, and it's all about her and her husband today. And we also have a nephrologist with us. His name is Dr. Chinedu Odum, and he's going to be here to answer a few questions that we might have for him. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Today we're going to actually be talking about a silent disease in Nigeria. It's silent because the awareness of the disease is practically non-existent, and 1 in 7 Nigerians actually have it, unfortunately. Wow. So if we start making the calculations, yes, if we start making the calculations, we seem to be in trouble, and that is renal disease, aka chronic kidney disease. So, doctor, please just tell us very simply in layman's language, what does the kidney actually do?
Okay, the kidneys, we have 2 kidneys. More people have 2 kidneys if you have 1. And what the kidneys actually does, it actually helps in moving waste products or metabolism. That's waste product generated from the body in the urine. Are we okay?
Yeah.
It helps in moving waste products into the urine. Other things it does, it plays an important role in producing something that will help in blood formation or blood production.
Okay.
It plays an important role as well in maintaining the strength. Let me use the word strength of the bone. We call it a calcium metabolism. The kidney plays a role in it.
Okay.
So anybody, and it also helps in regulating the amount of water or fluid in the body. So anybody who tends to have kidney disease will tend to have low blood level. Why? The kidney is not producing that thing it's supposed to produce, therefore blood level will be low.
Okay, Dr. Odum, you've said so much. So really the kidney just controls excretion and a lot of important functions in the body, without which we will die, most likely.
That's right.
Okay,
true
now.
statement.
Yes. Okay, so Mrs. Olaseni, we know there are a couple of common causes of kidney disease. Could you just quickly tell us like 3, doctor?
Beautiful. Hypertension, number 1. Diabetes, number 2. There's something you mentioned initially, chronic glomerulonephritis, but let's not leave that. Other simple things, sickle cell anemia, those who have sickle cell anemia. Okay. Other things, all these drugs, we call them NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Yeah. Those who use that over a long period of time. Those people who are using drugs for arthritis, in quotes. Other conditions, we call it SLE, is systemic lupus erythematosus, where the body tends to fail to recognize itself and start destroying itself.
Okay.
That's another thing.
Okay.
There's something else that's quite simple. These herbs, local herbs,
we're going to
very important.
We're actually going to,
yeah.
When I did some research, we're actually going to actually touch on that before.
Yes, bleaching cream.
Yes.
Seriously?
Bleaching cream. So all our sisters are trying to resemble white people. There's a problem. Bleaching cream itself. There are different types.
How does bleaching cream
cause?
I'm in shock.
Oh,
Shock. Bleaching causes a lot of wahala.
So you stay black and stay brown. I think
stay alive.
Stay alive.
So Mrs. Olaseni, your husband is actually right now he has chronic kidney disease.
Yes.
Like what was the cause of his own?
Blood pressure, high blood pressure.
High blood pressure.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Like how long have it been?
It's been long, and he knew.
Okay.
And he used to go to the hospital and taking his medication regularly.
Oh, that's good.
And he knew, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, that's where he found himself.
Okay, so is it possible? Is it really possible? So because we hear about a lot of fatal diseases, and people say frequent checkups can help you avoid them getting into a fatal state.
Okay.
You know, so is it? So now she's saying that he was aware and he was taking his medication. So when does that happen? Is it possible, and how does that happen?
Okay, now the truth here is, if I ask all of us, each of you, when was the last time you went to the hospital to check your urine or to check your blood pressure? It's going to be 6 months ago or a year ago. Now there are so many people out there who have blood pressure, it has not been detected. That's number 1. Now people who have blood pressure and who supposedly it's been detected are placed on medications, but it's not just, that's not the end of the story there. You have to continually come for recheck. the fact that you're on medication doesn't mean that it's controlling your blood pressure. New things happen every day. The person might have gained weight, not complying with diet, because the thing is, anyone who has blood pressure is not about taking the medicine. It's something we call lifestyle modification.
Yes.
Okay.
So that means controlling the amount of salt you take in. Then suya, people take a lot of suya. That's another thing that contains salt. People eat out. You cannot control what they put in the food outside. So if you, with lifestyle modification, people have ACs, no physical activity, more sedentary lifestyle, bankers, more of the big man lifestyle in quotes. That sedentary lifestyle, smoking, alcohol, salt diet, all of those will contribute and worsen the blood pressure. Once the blood pressure is worsened, the chances of having damage to the kidneys will be increased.
Okay, so we have to watch the type of salt, the amount of salt we take in, and we just generally have to watch what we eat and maintain our lifestyles.
Yes.
Okay, now, so Mrs. Olaseni, you're a very beautiful woman. I will know that we've seen the documentary with him. How are you? Because we're talking off air, and Taiwo told us that once in a while the doctor says let's not talk about everything that's going on. How have you managed to stay focused, to stay sane, take care of the family apart from worrying about the medicine, the dialysis and all that?
I'll put everything to God. It is God. It is the mercy of God, because I cannot say I am the one that is doing it. It is God. Let me just glorify God for it.
Hallelujah. So that means people have been helpful.
Yes. Initially when we started, we thought it was something we could handle on our own. I could remember very well this matron in Lutz, Mrs. Williams.
A lovely lady.
Yeah, she called me. She said, the woman just like mother, so she said, Mr. and Mrs. Olaseni, she wants to see us. She said, this thing that has happened, don't hide yourself. Go tell people, let people know, especially you, the man. Tell your family what has happened, because it will get to a stage that will say, it's the woman.
Yes.
So tell your family, let them know what has happened. This thing is beyond the two of you. Initially, I thought it was a joke. I resigned. I left office. Not even resigned. There was some. I left office in 2010. As at that time, I still have a little change. I started spending it. Go to a stage. The accounting officer said, "Come at GT called me, madam. Did you meet 419?" I said the one I met passed 419.
So can you describe a regular week in your life, because it sounds like you really spent a lot of money. So describe a regular week. What are the things you spend on? Like how much do you spend?
Before she goes into the details of that, we want to just quickly take a short break, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk to Mrs. Olaseni. She's going to tell us about the cost implication of chronic kidney disease. You are saying that you met the account officer called you, and you were telling him that this one that you have met is more than 419.
Yes.
So how many times in a week does your husband do dialysis?
Initially 3 times, but now we cannot afford 3 times again.
Okay.
2 times, but we cannot do less.
Okay. So how much is one round of dialysis?
Now 30,000 naira.
When you first started, was it higher?
35,000 naira. Cellulas.
Okay. So you are saying that 2 rounds, 120,000.
Oh, 60,000 now.
Okay, sorry, 60,000
a week.
Oh my God, per week.
And then are there also drugs?
No, drugs is not there. There are drugs I used to take. If I'm going to buy drugs, it's 20,000 and I'm taking it when I'm buying the drug. After the dialysis, if you're doing it 2 times, he has to take injection, blood boosting injection, because it's not all the blood that comes out from their body that is going back. So you must take iron sucrose and recommend. Recommend is 8,004. Why iron sucrose is 1,003. You must take it. If not, you will have to take blood, and it's not advisable for you to be taking blood. So you must take the blood boosting injection.
She sounds like a doctor herself.
How many years has this been going on?
Over 1 year now. The thing started April 10.
She has to, she has to know about it.
She knows so much.
It's a life and death.
She has been life and death issue.
So now this, I call it a silent disease. But unfortunately, it seems to be, it is a disease, whether poor man or rich man, it doesn't know anybody, because at this point in time, the cost of doing it is for everybody. It affects everybody, whether you're rich, you're poor, or you're in between. So now, this is a special edition for the Olasenis, and we're heavily involved in this, and we are using it as part of the awareness to awareness for renal disease, kidney, and then to also raise money, because Mr. Olaseni is I don't know whether they call it stage 4 or stage 5. He needs a transplant, stage 5. So he needs a transplant. He's found a donor, but he needs a transplant, and that's like 8.2 million naira. And we have the account number here. So the account is a GT account, and it's 0010900421. The name is Olaseni Fatai Olanrewaju. It's a GT account. It's 0010900421. This is not 419. It's a case we know. It's people we are aware of, and it's a cause that's dear to our heart. Like she said, the matron told her that she shouldn't keep quiet. She should let people know. So she has let us know, and we're letting people out there know the fact that if you can help, in whatever way, please. No amount is too small for you to donate to this cause. Thank you very much.
Because the way it's going, they spend at least 100,000 naira a week.
Yes.
100,000 naira a week. That's somebody's salary for a whole month.
That's emotional.
Emotional.
Your children, how are they coping? How are they doing?
Oh, thank God. I have 2 girls in their institution. One is here, like 300 level student. Then the first one is doing her project. She's doing her project now. The last baby of yours is Farouk.
Okay, Farouk is your baby.
Yes.
Wow, they're all big boys and girls.
But most times I don't let them know what is happening at home. When they are in school, the 2 girls, they are girls. When they call, mommy, what is that? I say everything is fine. That is, I want to speak to that time. They say he's sleeping. They say every time that is sleeping. I say yes. The doctor said he should be. Especially the one here, she doesn't have heart at all. So I used to keep a lot of things away from them.
But doctor, is that a good thing?
It's the person who wears the shoe and knows where he pinches. That's number one. The truth is, they need to know. They need to know.
They knew that
the truth is that the hypertension is what causes possibly what causes kidney disease. Hypertension can run in the family. That is the truth. So they need to be aware. Meaning that once in a while, health center is just here. Check the blood pressure, check urine. As simple as that would help to detect, at least help to screen, and if there's a problem, identify early and tackle early. Lifestyle is important. University, alcohol, smoking, what have you? All
Suya,
contribute to it. Suya, and the rest. So this is all what will contribute to it, and so they need to know.
So from some of the things you've said now, those are some ways we can prevent this kind of thing from happening to us.
Okay, the ways of preventing it. Now, we don't have this health-seeking behavior. So once in a while, you're strolling into the hospital or private clinic, someone checks your blood pressure, all well and good. If you don't have blood pressure, good, keep on doing what you're doing. If you're amongst those who have blood pressure, or you have a family history of blood pressure, it means that the chance or the risk of you developing the BP is high, so you need to watch it. So if you eventually develop the blood pressure by chance, what you want to do is exercise. Exercise have been shown to reduce blood pressure. Eating fruits and vegetables, not a joke, has been shown to reduce blood pressure. Cutting down on stress as much as possible. If you smoke, stop smoking. Alcohol, people say, take red wine. People who tend to have kidney disease also tend to have heart problems. So whether you're taking red or blue wine or wine, alcohol is alcohol. It's not going to add any value to that heart. So you want to stay away from it.
Now we need awareness, we need a lifestyle thing, we need to go to the hospital, we need to do checkups, regular checkups. We need to watch what we eat, we need to watch what we put into our bodies. And yes, people that take herbs, people that like taking agbo, we know that you like taking agbo and that they feel it's a natural way and all that, but there should be a balance to everything. There should be a balance, because sometimes the ways these things are prepared and what is put inside is actually not the best for the is not the best for the kidneys and for the overall health of the person. Yes, doctor.
Okay, now agbo itself, you know that most of the drugs we take are either from the back of plants or from the roots or from the leaves. Yes. Most of these drugs, but funny thing, most of these companies, what they do is they remove the part of the drug that may cause harm to the body, such that once the person takes this drug, they're taking more beneficial part of the drug and few of the side effects. But when you're taking agbo, you're taking the good, the bad and the ugly. So that means you're taking the ones that would help a problem, but you're also taking the one that will cause another problem for him. So that's why we're very careful about taking herbs.
So mommy, what is the last thing you want to say before we go?
I just want to tell people they should please come to my aid
too, so that we can be able to raise the money. The money is 8.2 million, so that my husband can come back to himself and be able to cater for his family.
Okay. And right now it's a GT account, and it's 0010-900-421. Olasenis Fatai Olanrewaju. So people, we have to go, and remember, health is wealth.
True.
And you have to make sure you take care of yourself, and you are aware of what you're doing, you're aware of what you're putting into your body and all that.
And on your body as well.
On your body, so important.
Okay. So,
Alright
Mrs.
then.
Olaseni, thank you very much for coming. Dr. Odum, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we thank all the listeners out there for putting money into the account.